Hello, my friends. We're going to continue discussing A Course in Miracles. And you know what? Something I haven't done on these little presentations is talk too much or too often on the workbook. I go through the text quite a bit because lately I've been very much inspired by the text. For the first time ever, I'm actually getting more out of the text than I am from the workbook. The workbook has been the core of my practice forever. The text has always been difficult. The language, um, and the concepts are presented succinctly in the work that I sort of just put the text aside. I would read it, but it never had the meaning that it does for me as it does now. Uh, Amazingly so. That I'm very inspired. Every morning is devoted to reading through the text, and every morning I find the exact thing that I need, a key insight that sinks in so deeply and literally transforms the way I think. Transforms the way I think. Um, so since I started presenting Course in Miracles here on YouTube on my channel, I have largely been focusing on the text, happily so. However, I started thinking that I am leaving things off a bit. That we really should dive in to the text because I remember my first time, or I'm sorry, the workbook, my first few times never getting past the first 20 some lessons in the workbook because it begins lesson one: nothing I see in this room, in parentheses, on this street, from this window, in this place, means anything. And if you take that to heart, which is the reason why we're doing these lessons, nothing in this room means anything. If I go out and look around the street, nothing on this street, including my house, cars, neighbors, people I care about, none of it means anything. Nothing in this room. What if my cat were to, one of my cats were to walk into this room? Would that mean something? Are we just talking about inanimate objects? Nothing. The Course is not shy in using very stark language. Absolute. Nothing I see in this room means anything. Doesn't get much better as we proceed, although things begin to make a bit more sense. Don't want to give too much away because we'll go through these one by one through the next several days, I think. But there's a lot of negation here, purposely so, because we are stuck, mirrored within the belief system, the framework of believing that we are small, insignificant, finite beings in an infinite universe. That if there is a God, there might not be. If there is a God, we are separate. He, traditionally male, is far and very seldom ever intercedes in the everyday world. Hasn't forever. And as well, that maybe there isn't a God. If so, we live our lives chasing after the things that bring us happiness here. So those are the main thoughts that we have day to day, going through life, doing our best to navigate through life. All of that needs to be undone. And that's what the first 25 lessons or so in the Course bring us to. Taking away. Here's what we're coming to. Just to give a little bit. That nothing I see in this room means anything in and of itself until it is assigned meaning. If we were to be stripped of everything but bare awareness, stripped of language, stripped of descriptions, labels, commentary. We're just aware. Nothing would have meaning. It would be pure, without bias. It just is. So we want to be stripped down to bare essence before we introduce a new way of seeing the world, a way that is an extension of love instead of a projection of ego. It's the ego, that thought system, the navigational system that gives meaning to everything. It's not even ours, not even our meaning. We inherited the vast majority of all the meanings that we have from parents and grandparents and siblings, extended family, teachers, clergy, books assigned for us to read, books we have read, news media, all kinds of stuff, spouses. We've inherited meaning. Very seldom do we ever get to assign meaning to something that is completely of our own. And even then, who's to say where those thoughts came from? But inherently, primarily, nothing that we see has any meaning. None. In and of itself. So, through the process of negation, we are stripped bare by lesson 24, 25, we begin to get a little bit of hope here. We're told, lesson 24, I do not perceive my own best interest. I do not know what anything is for, lesson 25. 26, my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Then we get that glimmer of hope. 27, above all else, I want to see. I want to see how things truly are. Above all else, I want to see things differently. And then 29, we're given that final piece. I'll give it away here. God is in everything I see. The inherent meaning of everything. Before we come along and assign it something, assign it meaning, label it, God is in everything I see. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. But until we can see that in and of itself, stripped of the ego's incessant need to label, to judge, to project, nothing I see means anything. So let's think on that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.